Hello, my name is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Welcome to the Rosanamod Variety Pod. This is your vessel and host, Rosanamod. We are at episode 131, 131, 131, 131. So today it is Thursday Love. I saw something on television and I challenge you to send me an email regarding what you're going to hear now. It was a documentary on Tubi called Shocking Lives, and one of the episodes, episode 2, I believe, was called Grandmother Lovers. And it's a story about two young guys. One of them is in his 30s, like 31, and the other one's 40, who prefer to date older women. But here's the thing, older women as in grandmothers. The youngest one, who was 31, he was dating a woman who was like 90. When you think about older women dating younger men, it sounds a little shocking. But if you reverse the roles and you have older men dating younger women, all of a sudden it's not that strange. It was very risque. Why is it that it's such a double standard? And why is it that we're so shocked when we see a young guy with an older woman, but yet when we see an older guy with a younger woman, it's okay? I know the answer. I'm just wondering if you know it. I'll give you some time to think about it while I have a little drink. Hold on. I'm drinking club soda, by the way. Okay. It's the media. The media has set it up so that we are brainwashed to accept certain things, to look at certain things a certain way, and to be okay with it. They start injecting things into our minds of what is acceptable and keep on doing it until we are so used to seeing it that it doesn't affect us anymore. So it's no longer a shocker, to see older men with younger women. It's in the beginning, maybe when they first did it, you think, oh my God, that's so gross, like a pedophile or something. I mean, you would think that. Well, is that her father? Is that her grandfather? Why is she with that old guy? But then after a while, we kind of get used to seeing it and it's not so shocking anymore. Now it's all of a sudden, oh yeah, well, he's probably got money, or she's a gold digger or whatever, and it doesn't matter anymore. Nobody cares. You go, girl. All of a sudden we're supporting her, or we say, you go, to the guy. Good for him. How'd he grab that, But then when we see the older woman, the grandma, and I mean, these are grandmas, and they have a lot of I'm going to say almost X-rated things that you're watching. I mean, you're going to see a lot of things. You have to watch the show. Me, as a very bold and brazen woman, had to really cringe a couple times. And I felt really guilty doing it because I thought, why am I cringing? If it was the other way around, it wouldn't have bothered me so much. But it does bother me because it's a woman. And it's an older woman. And it's a grandma. I mean, they show them in bed together. They don't show details, but you can use your imagination. There's a lot of kissing. I mean, I'm gonna warn you. So this isn't something that you can watch with your kids. And then I realized, wait a minute. Does she not deserve to be loved? Does she not deserve to be happy? If this is what's making her happy, then why not? If she is a sexual person, and there is one or two women there who are very sexual, who tell you that they're sexual. If that's all they've got to do for the rest of their lives, I mean, they're retired, they've had their children, they've had their grandchildren, they've lived, they were married, they're widowed, they don't have anything to do anymore but just enjoy life. That's all there is to do. They don't have to work. Why not? Why? Who is it offending? I think that we find it gross because they remind us of this is my thought only, okay? They remind us of our parents. They remind us of our mothers or grandmothers. And we are associating our grandmothers and our mothers to something wholesome and pure and innocent. And we can't imagine that they have that other side to them. But in reality, they do have that other side because they're human beings and they have feelings and they have needs. And just because we don't see them that way doesn't mean that that's not what they're thinking or what they're doing behind closed doors. It's really none of our business. I watched it again. I saw it the first time and it bothered me, I'll be honest. I cringed, especially the scene where the older lady was with the younger guy in the beach, in the bushes. I'm just going to leave it there. And somebody walks by. That part kind of really bothered me. I saw it the second time, and this time I prepared my mind to be more tolerant and to be more accepting. And I realized, you know what? They're living the rest of their lives, whatever the rest of their lives is, because they're older. They want to be happy. So let's let them be happy. So what? And then when I saw it the second time, my mind was more accepting, and I almost felt sort of sorry for a couple of them, because I know that they had feelings for these men, but these men were not, at least one of them, he wasn't particularly faithful. He even told, he had more than one girlfriend, and he was telling them that he can't be faithful. So I kind of felt sorry, because I knew that one or two of them had deep feelings for this guy. He kind of disappeared and left, so I felt bad in that respect. But at the same time, I thought, you know what, more power to you. If that's what you feel, none of our business what people do in their bedrooms. I think that that's really sort of going over the line of what we need to worry about. We shouldn't have to worry about other people. But the media sure does its job in enticing us and in helping us create this view and opinion, even though it might not be our opinion at all. So it does play a role in how we view things and how we see things. And I think that's very dangerous for the new generation and for children and young kids who are exposed to things like this. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I'm saying that what's going on with the older woman and the younger man, what I'm saying is that it's wrong on how it's portrayed. Like, they didn't need to show the sexual part of it. They didn't need to show that. They could have just, like in the end when the woman takes this guy and she shuts the door and she laughs, and it should have been like that throughout the whole show, just left with our imagination, not have to go in all the way and show what they were doing and, the kissing with the tongues and all that. We didn't need to see that. Why did they show that? I think that part was a little bit overdone. There's no need for that. We're so desensitized, I think, to violence and to sex that it doesn't mean anything anymore. And that's media's fault. So our kids, the new generation of kids, they've seen it all already. They see it all in TikTok. They see it all in Instagram. They see it on YouTube. They watch all kinds of garbage and they think, this is all right. This is the normal thing. That's what they want you to believe. They want you to look at things that are not normal and make them normal. I'm not saying this is not normal, the older woman and the younger guy, because I don't think age really has anything to do with anything. I think that as long as a person has a level of intelligence and there's a maturity there and it's not for games and you're really serious and you really have feelings for somebody, it doesn't really matter what the age is. It's all subjective depending on the person. Personally, I would never date anybody that's younger than my own son. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to. Not for any other reason other than it just would bother me, because I have children and I don't want to look into somebody's eyes and have them remind me of my son. Same for my father or grandfather. I don't want that, but then I understand that not everybody's like me. All I'm saying is that the media really does play a part here. And I think that there's a line that they cross when they're trying to show people things. I think that they don't need to go that far and show that much explanation into what's going on. We get it. They go to bed together. That's all I need to know. The rest of it was just overkill, in my opinion. The second time I saw it was the last time I saw it, and then I just thought, okay, it is definitely overkill. just trying to sell sex as normal, as always. And I got turned off, but I did leave with a more tolerant a view of ages and differences in ages. And did they win? Did the media win or anything like that that made me think that? No, that's not true, because I've never had a problem with the age differences in people. I just never saw an old woman like at 90 with a 30-year-old guy. That's the only reason, because I'd never seen it before. But I imagine if they show enough of this, it'll be accepted. You see what I mean? So anyway, on that note, I'm curious to see what you think. If you have any thoughts on this, let me know. What is your preference in ages? Do you date older women or younger women, or do you date older men or younger men, and does it matter? Do you only date within your age range? Do you find, specific, are you zeroing in only on that age range? Or are you an equal opportunity employer? I mean, that's really what I'm asking. Do you care? Does it bother you when you're on dating sites? What do you put? Like, I already can tell you, when I've already told you in other episodes about dating sites, that for me, it can't be younger than my son, and it can't be older than my father. My father's 80, we'll say it, but anything over 70 is kind of, even at 70, it's kind of, I don't know, it's up there. And I'm not looking at the number, I'm just looking at the statistics of a 70-year-old male, technically. I mean, and there are a lot of men out there who are very young at heart, I'll be honest. Just like there's a lot of women out there who are in their 70s and they don't look it. I've seen men that are in their 70s and they look great. They're in shape, they're young, styling, their styles are young, the way that they talk is new, is young. They understand what's going on with the world, they know how to get around on the internet and that kind of thing. They're not a typical 70-year-old. So you have to look at the full picture and then learn to be honest with yourself. If it's something that you can't handle, then maybe you don't want to be with an older person that old. If it's something that doesn't bother you, then whatever you do behind the closed doors is nobody's business and shouldn't be. So on that note, I give you something to think about, something to watch. And if you've seen it, let me know. I'd be very curious to find out what you think. I will talk to you guys tomorrow for Friday Foods and in with the outro. Thank you for stopping in. I always appreciate your time, and I hope you gained something positive from today's episode. If you did, then share it, and please show your love in the links below. You will be helping me help you. If you want to contact me, I know you'll find a way, because my avatar audience is a genius, like the host. So talk to you soon. God bless you. And what do we say? Ciao.